Don't record. Wait. Okay, let's stop.
Intro time.
¿Y eso no va a ser bloopers?
You ready?
Ready.
Cue the music.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Fire Lane Podcast. It is your favorite co-host, Brenda. Just kidding. And hubby.
You're my favorite co-host.
That's true. That's why I say it is your favorite co-host.
Okay, that's gotcha. I see what you mean.
How are you doing?
Great.
Pumped up.
Always.
So we're excited, right?
Always excited.
You always say that.
Because we are. I mean, what, is there other words to say that we're excited?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Can't think of any right now. Pumped up.
We're pumped up. We're fired up.
I'm pumped up. You pumped up?
We're fired up.
Yes, we are. We're on fire.
Yes, we are.
So, what's up?
The sky.
Babe, come on. Anyway, so first of all, I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been tuning in, listening to our podcast. Shout out to my friend Sylvia, who sent me an amazing message just saying how we're doing a great job and stuff. I love, getting those. It feels like we're doing something good. Even if sometimes we don't say the right stuff or it's taken the wrong way, we appreciate it that you guys are listening, and we just love going on this journey with everyone. So thanks a lot. Thanks, Sylvia.
Yeah, so that's what once you leave a comment and you listen, you get a shout out.
You get a shout out. Hey, that's true. I mean, she didn't leave a comment, but she sent it to me, and it just felt good.
Yeah.
It just feels real good. Getting that positive energy from people.
Yeah, so thank you very much, guys, for listening. This is the end of the podcast.
Aye.
And it was a shout-out podcast. That's what it was.
So today, hubby decided to talk about... Well,
What do you
he
mean,
didn't
hubby
decide,
decided?
but we decided to talk
What
about...
you mean? You make me sound like a dictator. Like, hey, we're talking about
It's
this.
just that you came up with the topic, so...
No, I didn't. Did I?
Yes.
You did.
No, you did,
You
my
did.
love. You did.
You did.
You did.
You did.
You
You texted
know-
it to me
When?
on Wednesday.
I did not.
Yeah, you were texting me and I was working.
No.
And you were like, hey, babe, I have a great idea. We were talking about topics and couples marriage. I was like, all right, cool. And then that's when we went to...
This. I said, let's talk about...
Into this specific topic.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You came up with this specific topic.
You just planted the seed.
Talking about going from an immature relationship to a mature relationship. And...
We have very random podcasts. Our last one was about cats and dogs, and this one's about couples.
I don't know. I didn't even think you were going to release the cats and dogs one.
Why
or
not?
that you are.
Cat person all the way.
Yeah. So I think this
It's a
one
fire
was
talk.
very important because a lot of relationships nowadays, because of how what we're becoming as a society, relationships are becoming more mature.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for everybody to understand what kind of relationship you're in and if it's healthy for you.
Yeah.
Because,
And go ahead.
no, go ahead.
And a lot of people may think it's like thinking about success. Everyone has a different view of success. So everyone's going to have a different view of what a mature relationship is or immature relationship is, depending on what they value and what they want to see in a relationship.
Yeah.
So this is very much our own personal testimony as to how we transition from what we think was an immature relationship to now a more mature relationship. And by no means have we arrived.
Exactly.
And we're not saying we have the perfect relationship, but we just
we're getting better for
yeah.
sure.
We are in a stage where our marriage is better than before, and it keeps getting better, and we learn how to make it that way.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's just um something we want to share with you guys, just so that like you can start, if you want to head into a more mature relationship, then that way you kind of know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've been learning, what to look for as we're growing as a couple and becoming more mature. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we can talk about. We don't have to necessarily talk about our immature relationship, because I think any relationship before us was immature. It was a mature relationship.
Yeah.
Like all my peers, you're my longest relationship up to date.
But I think it was because we were immature as people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like our relationships were mature before,
Mm-hmm.
and then we learned how to have a mature relationship. But we have to go through those relationships to know, okay, that's not what I want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I want. I need to make it this way. How can I do that?
Yeah.
Like my longest relationship before you was 6 months, I think.
Yeah.
And we were just boyfriend girlfriend. We were just goofing around, and then we came across each other. And we, of course, we still dealt with that immaturity, but we learned to now work together and be together
Mm-hmm.
and have a mature relationship in the end.
Yeah, but I think we had to choose. We had to choose to be more mature.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people, I mean men or women, they complain about, oh my gosh, like he's so immature, she's so immature. But they keep getting into the same immature relationships. So you gotta know what you want in a relationship, what you're looking for, and also wanna be better.
Yeah.
For that other person as well.
Yeah, one thing that people don't realize is that other person does not have to be perfect for you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you demand it that way, you have to check yourself. Like, hey, am I the perfect person for them?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might get the perfect person for you, but you might be a bad person for them and not realize it.
Yeah.
So in a way, you have to be selfless. And why are you laughing?
Because it just reminded me of how like I wanted this man, like how
You got this, man. What you
I
talking
know.
about?
Wait, listen,
Girl.
listen first, and then like I expected someone to be up to my level, but then I was super immature about it. Like I knew that I wasn't what you wanted me to be. No, that didn't sound right. I knew I wasn't what you deserved for me to be. Like I was only like, oh, he needs to be this, and this, and that. Like he needs to be able to, love me for who I am, and like I'm not gonna change because he needs to love me that way. But
So if he doesn't, it's not true love.
Yeah, like if he doesn't, he's not for me.
Yeah.
But then again, I was like the worst girlfriend ever.
I didn't say that.
I did.
You're the best girlfriend ever.
I know you feel that way, but I wasn't. Like, I know I wasn't.
I didn't say that. Just want to make sure it goes on record. I didn't say that.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying because of how you're saying that, like, you gotta check yourself first. Like, am I the person that, like, they deserve? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think our previous relationships led us to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And our experience as boyfriend girlfriend in a mature relationship led us to that point where we were like, okay, we have if we're gonna make this work together, then we have to work together.
Mm-hmm.
We can be, we can have our own personal views, and we can have our own personal goals, and that's great. But we have to learn how to support each other and work together into accomplishing our mutual goals.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I mean, so basically, what we think an immature relationship is basically our relationship beforehand. That we thought, okay, we're doing this, you're doing that, and somewhere in the middle we come together.
Yeah.
And if you don't let me do my thing, then I don't want to be with you, or
Uh-huh.
you don't love me because you don't want to make me happy,
Uh-huh.
or you don't want me to be happy doing my thing.
If you don't let me do my thing, I'm not gonna let you do yours thing
Yeah,
either. It was pretty chaotic, and I think like toxic in a way, because you can't be happy that way. And a relationship is about making the other person happy, I think.
yeah. Like once I heard someone say, if you want to go through hell, be with someone who doesn't believe in what you believe.
Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah,
Dang, man.
yeah. I mean, if you're with someone who, well, let's say you believe that you can be a doctor, but then you're married to someone who doesn't believe you can be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah. And I think also because I've heard a lot of women say like, oh well, like my husband or my boyfriend, he doesn't do this, or he doesn't make me happy or whatever. And I first started that way, like it was your responsibility to make me happy. But then you gotta think about it, like, are you making him happy?
Yeah,
So I I feel like in a relationship you gotta, like you said right now, you gotta check yourself. Like like only you can change what you do and say, and then eventually your partner's gonna see that and be like, okay, like she's making me happy or he's making me happy. What can I do to?
return the favor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, do you want to talk about this?
later.
Oh, okay.
Later when we get into the mature
It's
relationship.
just I feel like we've been podcasting all day.
But yeah, like our relationship before we went into marriage, or even before that, was very immature. Like you got mad at me for going out with my friends.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get mad at you for going out, but I got mad at you for doing whatever activities you wanted to do. Like my whole view, like me as your boyfriend, I didn't care if you went out or not, and I didn't care if, thank God you didn't, but if you cheated on me, if you happen to cheat on me,
Mm-hmm.
like my whole thought process is, okay, if she loves me, then she's gonna know that I love her, and that she's not gonna break my heart that way.
Mm-hmm.
But if she does, then that's her choice,
Yeah.
and she's gonna deal with the consequences. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
That was my whole ordeal in our relationship. So that's why I never got mad at you for going out or stuff like that. You got mad at me for
I
going out
think
with my friends.
like you just wanted me to be safe.
Yeah, more than anything, I just wanted you to be safe because I
Yeah.
know
Because I was very chaotic a little bit. um,
a little bit.
and I think I got mad at you for going out because
I wasn't with you.
so little advice, yeah, like little advice to, because I think us women that we can be that way, but little advice is, um, like you went out, and I think you felt like you couldn't tell me stuff because of the way I was gonna react,
Yeah,
right? Because I mean, we were gonna get in a fight regardless because I would make everything into a fight. So you would go out, and if you decided to do something else and you didn't tell me, I would get mad. And I was already mad for you leaving me because you weren't with me. And you would like feel like you needed that guy time, right?
yeah.
and you wouldn't tell me if you went somewhere else, and then I would find out, and then it would make it a big deal. And that's how immature our relationship was.
Yeah, the immature part I think is that I went out, you got mad for that, but then you wanted to go out and you're expecting me not to get mad.
Yeah.
And if I did, you would get mad for me getting mad.
Yeah.
So that's where
Like,
the
I just
immaturity
wanted to
comes in.
control the whole thing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You wanted the relationship to work the way you saw it, the perfect relationship would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we were when we were dating. I think one thing you have to know going into a relationship is what you want, but be open to, okay, because it's two very different people who are going into a common thing, which is a relationship and making it work. And that one person, you have your own set of views of how a great relationship would be,
Mm-hmm.
and that other person, your partner, has very different views of what a great relationship should be. And yeah, in the first stages, it's all lovey-dovey,
Mm-hmm.
where you have to find a way to keep that lovey-dovey part still going, but still deal with the other things that are on that you see different views of. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Did I lose you?
You lost me a little bit.
Like in a relationship,
Wait,
you have.
sorry. I just, for the end, I was like, wah, 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 wah.
I'm sorry, I'm full of mucus right now. Like what I meant is like you have your own set of views of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some commonality in the beginning, which is the lovey-dovey part.
Uh-huh.
Like, I love you that you do this for me. I love that you do this for me. Oh, you're so sweet. Yada, yada, yada. But then you have to deal with what is different.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what can we use as an example? Like, what did you want me to do that I didn't want to do because, or something like that. Like going out. You don't want me to go out without you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want to give me my space.
Yeah.
You don't
Because
want me...
I was like, why does he need his space from me? Like, doesn't he love me?
Yeah.
But then, right, like, see, but I think it also has to do with how you're feeling in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, you don't really ask to go out. And,
No.
and I'm not going to be like, no, I don't want. Like, right now, I'm like, cool, like, if you want to go out, go out. But you don't ask for it because you feel happy.
Yeah.
You're happy being here. Like,
We're in a mature relationship.
we're in a mature relationship. And back then, you felt like you needed to go see your friends and be with your friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I wanted that mature relationship, but I wasn't being mature about it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that was, like, kind of some things that we were, like, we would argue about. Like, why do you need to go out? But I wanted to go out. But it was because of the way I was feeling.
Mm.
Where I had just, like, gotten out of a relationship. I'm like, oh, like, I didn't really get to have fun. Because when I had Abel, I turned 21. So I was in that, like, that's how I was feeling. Like, I
You're
need
going
to go
through
out.
a midlife crisis in your mid-20s.
Yeah, so then I wanted to go out, but then I was like, why do you need to go out? You've been going out. Which is not really true.
But at the same time, you were like, I'm too old for you. You need to go experiment, and I'll be here for you in the end.
You know
I'm
why
like, what are you talking about? You just don't want me. You don't want me to go out, but you want me to go out.
See, because I didn't know what I wanted. Like, I don't know. But
You just wanted me to work a certain way.
Yeah.
With you.
I just wanted you. See, like, I think I grew up thinking that, like, I could make someone the way I wanted them to be.
And I was. I changed.
But you weren't happy.
Oh yeah, but like I was being selfless and be like, okay, well,
Yeah,
she
what
wants me
does
to be
she
this
need?
way. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
And like, I knew, like, I could tell that you weren't happy. And me not seeing you happy was like like I gotta check myself.
Well, that happened towards the transition.
But I was gonna say like that the reason why I was like I'm too old for you, like you need to go out and experience, was because like somebody once said that you can't make a relationship work if the woman is older.
Who said
and
that?
that stuck with me.
Who said that?
It doesn't matter, but they weren't saying it to me, but I heard that. So that stuck with me when I started the relationship with you, because I was like, it's never gonna work because I'm more mature than he is. But then little did I know you were way more mature than I was. So I think that's why I felt that way. Like you need to go out and be more experienced.
Be more mature.
Be more mature.
Catch up to you.
Yeah. But that's besides the point of this.
Yeah. And another reason why our relationship as boyfriend-girlfriend was very mature was the fact that we wanted out as soon as a problem came in.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as we started arguing, we were all, I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to break up with
house.
you. Get out of my house. And then you make up again.
Don't go, please.
But the not the wanting to break up, but the constant of it, like every big deal or every problem we had, every argument, like we wanted that to be the end of our relationship.
We weren't willing to like work for the
Fix it.
Yeah. Like we didn't want to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were just so angry. I remember multiple times leaving from your house or my house, just punching the steering wheel and screaming so loud.
Oh man.
What? That's how I was.
I know.
That's how I dealt with it.
I know. The gym.
The gym. The gym will smell
like
nice.
You were looking for ways to let your anger out.
Because
that it wasn't with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the way I see a mature relationship is you love that person so much that all you feel is love for them. Why are you going to talk to them in a bad way just because you feel angry momentarily?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, at first, that's why I wasn't very open to you about my feelings.
Yeah.
Because one, it would start to an argument.
Yeah.
And two, because you don't deserve me when I'm angry. You don't deserve me talking to you when I'm angry, because I'm going to be talking out of emotion instead of out of my heart.
Yeah.
So I think that has made our relationship better and more mature, because now I'm more open. Because before, when I tried to talk to you and talk to you with my emotions, you always turned it around on me.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, well, I'm happy. I'm not happy because of this is this. And you'll be like, oh, well, you need to do this and this.
And it took a long time for like me to get better at that. And then like I also feel it's just funny how crazy our relationship was. But I also felt like when you were angry, you needed to talk to me right away. And now you like, if you're angry at something, you step back and you tell me like, I need to, you've told me this before, where you're like, if I don't talk to you in that moment, it's because I need to clear my mind so that I don't talk to you with my emotions.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. Like, I was like, why aren't you talking to me now? Like, we need to discuss it now. Let's talk about it now. And not giving you that space to breathe and clear your mind.
Yeah, because if you forced me to talk about it, I would be mad over the fact that you forced me to talk about it on top of what I was already mad at. So it just adds to the fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm happy that we went through our roughest patch was while we were boyfriend girlfriend, where we're the most vulnerable to having a breakup. because now we know that we got through that. So, anything that comes our way, we can handle it. We can talk about it.
Like I'm sure we're gonna go through a lot of stuff. Like I'm sure couples that've been married for 20, 30, 40 years, like they have gone through things that we can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But like I have faith that we'll get through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll be one of those couples that's been married forever.
Yeah.
And like it started by us starting to
think about each other.
Yeah, start to like, you know, analyze ourselves and check ourselves. And I feel like couples nowadays, they need to do that. You know, cuz a lot of couples now don't want to get married because they're like, no, like they're already thinking about the divorce.
Yeah, that's how I was.
Yeah, we both were like, we're never gonna get married. And
but I vocal, I told you, like, we're never gonna get married, girl.
Look at you now.
That's a paper. That doesn't.
Yeah, like
mean
a paper
anything.
doesn't need to like tell us that, but there's a difference.
Yeah.
It feels different having that, and then
like you can. I mean, I don't know if this is a very good example, but you can talk about money. Having a credit card, yeah, okay, it's a credit card. You know, you have money in there, but then having cash, it feels very, very different. Like,
yeah,
if you have $500 in your credit card, you think you're broke because you have $500. But you have $500 cash,
yeah,
you feel like super rich because
you have it.
it's that physical thing.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a good example, but
It is. It does feel different. Like people don't understand it feels different to be married.
yeah, legally, or like have it on paper that you're married.
Yeah, and like me changing my last, because that was another thing. Like I was never gonna change my last name because I was being so immature. I was only thinking about myself and thinking like I'm gonna keep my last name because that's what I grew up with. Like my dad literally told me not to change my last name ever.
Ah, pero mira.
But then when we got married, I was already more mature because I knew that the reason why I wanted to change my last name so bad is because we're starting our own family. We're creating our own legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get married, you literally do become one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like how?
That's creepy, babe.
We're one.
Okay, guys, he's just staring like deep stare. I don't know. We are one, but like a lot of couples don't, because everybody's always saying like, oh, you know, you're gonna get divorced, or they see that so many people are getting divorced nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
and we would have been one of those couples, right?
We wouldn't even have gotten married.
Yeah, like we wouldn't even have gotten married. I'm sure I would have never changed my last name for sure. We did, like.
We wouldn't be happy with each other.
And it would have led to that.
Yeah. And it did very close. Like we were on the. Like it got to a point where I was planning on breaking up with you.
I know you've said that before.
And
let's not mention it again.
No, like it's important because I'm pretty sure couples go through that all the time. Like they think about breaking up with each other.
Mm-hmm.
What I did is pray for a sign that I should break up with you, and I never got that answer.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, estamos casados. Yeah, I was never given a sign where I should break up with you or anything like that, because in my heart I didn't, but selfishly I did. Selfishly, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I had to go through that to realize that we're meant to be with each other. Like you're meant to be with me. We had to find a way to work it out, and yeah, it took some time for me to start thinking about marriage, because my whole thing was I don't want to get a divorce. Like And the solution to not getting divorced is not getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, because my whole deal was like, I know that I'm going to be successful and have all this wealth in my life. I don't want my relationship to get ruined and half of that getting taken away along with my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to go through that.
Mm-hmm. Because
So,
we've seen it so much.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you went through it with your parents, and
Yeah.
I went through it with my parents and a bunch of other family and friends and stuff. So
Yeah.
we see that more than we see happy marriages.
Yeah.
So everybody already
It's
thinks,
more publicized.
yeah. So everybody already thinks like, if I get married, what if it doesn't work out?
And now it's encouraged.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now it's encouraged. If, like, hey, you're not happy, then like, in a marriage, there's gonna be moments where you're not happy, and we're not saying stay with that person if you're willing to work to make it work, but that other person is just relentless and not making it work and just wants to get out. Then of course don't be forced to stay with them. But now, like, we've seen, like, you know how they do marriage photos?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's people doing divorce photos.
No
Like,
way.
of them ruining their wedding dress.
No way.
I'm like, why?
Where'd you see this?
I have no idea.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not asking
Having
you.
divorce parties?
Yeah, divorce parties, like they're girls drinking together.
Like, yay, I'm divorced. I mean, obviously, if it's an abusive relationship
Yeah,
or
get out.
whatnot, yeah, get out.
But if it's something that you can fix, then
Yeah.
fix it.
And
Find a way to
first,
fix
like,
it.
think of, like, check yourself. Seriously. Check yourself. Like, maybe you're also being, like, the product of this bad marriage or bad relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because God knows I was.
Yeah, all it takes, if someone is having a struggling relationship like we did as boyfriend and girlfriend, all it takes is for someone to be willing to change or, like, be better or find a way to make their marriage work. And yeah, it can be hard because you're the only one doing that stuff and the other person isn't. But another thing that made a marriage work is that we knew we had to be 100. Because in our immature relationship when we were boyfriend girlfriend, it was 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
It was, if you do this for me, I do this for you, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
It wasn't like unconditional love.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was conditional love.
Yeah, like
if you come here to see me, you make me the happiest girl ever.
yeah. So then
If you stay the night, if you decide to not go out with your friends,
if you don't stay the night, then I'm not happy. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make you happy. Yeah.
yeah, no, it can't be that way. A mature relationship, you both have to be 100. Because that's what it takes. The husband has to be 100% in, and the wife has to be 100% in.
Mm-hmm. And if the other person is not 100% in, you still be 100%.
Yeah.
Because then you'll know that you gave it your all. And if it doesn't work, it's because it wasn't meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, give it your all. Don't give that 90, 80, you know? It's important.
Yeah.
That's how you know that it's love. Like, it's true love. So, I mean, those weird noises.
That's our son making weird noises.
Oh, this kid.
But yeah, and a lot of hard work goes into making a relationship work. Like,
A lot. Energy.
yeah, it's like, it might be the hardest thing you do, because a relationship.
Was it the hardest thing you did? I mean, still doing?
Still doing? Yeah, because we're in it for life. That's one thing I told you, that if when we get married, you're gonna be with me forever. Ever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I know.
Yeah, because
I'm cool with that.
me too. Better be cool in it. Stuck with me forever. Because yeah, you can't go into a relationship thinking that the person you're marrying is not the one for you.
Yeah.
Because then in the back of your mind you're thinking, okay, well, I'm married with this person, but they're not the love of my life. But the love of my life is still out there. I can run into them someday. And then you leave all these years you spent with this person that you said you loved but wasn't the love of your life, and then you find the love of your life and you leave them and all those years, all those memories, probably kids that you had with them, just because you think the love of your life is out there somewhere outside of this person. But you're the love of my life.
You're mine.
I literally prayed and asked God for you. Like, Lord, give me a girl with colored eyes, of a voluptuous body.
Okay.
And that's it. And
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of girls out there with color eyes and.
But he gave me you.
Yeah, he did.
He's the one that. You're the one that he put in my way. And I was like, oh my God.
But what, like, serious mode. What about those people that feel like they haven't found
The one?
or like there's yeah, like they haven't found that person and they want to, but they haven't, so they feel like they're never gonna be happy.
Well, keep searching. And one thing that I hated people, or that bothered me, not that I hated people, but that bothered me so much, is people after a breakup like, oh, I'm never gonna be in a relationship.
Single forever.
Yeah, single forever. I'm like, dude, you know you want to be in a relationship. Of course, this one didn't work. I'll learn from it. And know what you want out of a relationship now, and then try the next one.
Yeah.
Don't go trying 100 relationships, like, because then that just means you're picky. But try to make a relationship work.
Yeah.
In the end.
And I think like also a huge thing is that people think that the one person is gonna come to them. Like it'll appear somehow.
Well, it kind of does.
But not if you're not
open to it.
Yeah, not if you're not open to it. Like if you're not open to meeting other guys.
Well, you were not open to meeting me.
It wasn't that I wasn't open. It was just that my priority was different. I was already thinking about my child. So it's not because I talked to some people, specifically one person, and she told me, go for it.
Me? Who was she?
I don't know her.
Oh, no?
No, but it's...
Sale vale.
But also, like, the same...
Thank you for that person, whoever that was.
She knows who she is. Like, I've told her before, but... It wasn't that I wasn't open. I was just... My whole focus was something else.
Yeah.
And I did say, like, I'm not gonna look for a relationship, but I never said, like, if that person comes... Because it wasn't even, like... I don't know. It was already different.
It was destiny.
But there's people out there that, like, they don't...
Destiny was her name, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't Destiny. Never mind.
Babe. I don't even know what I was going to say. See?
That there's people out there?
Yeah. Bunch of people. Billions and trillions.
So how do we go through that stage of immature relationship to a mature relationship? Because it's a progression. It's not like we went it went from one day to the next. Oh, we're in a mature relationship.
And I think like we just celebrated
our dating
anniversary. So
when was it? Yesterday.
It's been
Thursday, April 18th.
6 years.
Yeah. Dang.
6 years of when
it feels like a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot at the same time.
It doesn't. But we celebrated that, our dating anniversary. And for those 6 years, like you said, progression. It started very immature, and then being open to changing. Seeing, being like, I think it had to do a lot with associating with the right marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's different types of marriages. There's people that don't have a great marriage. There's people that have a bad marriage and they make it seem like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that you can tell that they're in a good relationship, marriage, whatever.
They're happy with each other.
Yeah, regardless, like they still fight and stuff, but it's not how it was with us.
Yeah.
So being associated with marriages like that, I think it helped us open up and see how we should be in our relationship, or how we wanted it to be, not how we should be, but what we were looking for.
Yeah.
So it was a huge progression going from there to, like, becoming better and having that unconditional love that no matter what comes out of my mouth, because sometimes I could say very hurtful stuff that I'm still working on, like, you still love me and you still see me with, like, those loving eyes, even if you're upset.
Thought they were creepy.
Well, that look was creepy. See, you're doing it again. I'll take a picture and put it on Instagram.
But yeah, I know what you mean, and I find it ridiculous that nowadays polygamy is accepted. You know what polygamy is?
Yes.
And the reason I talk about that is because it goes into the needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw this video of these people. One side was polygamy and one side was monogamy.
Mm-hmm.
And the polygamist side was saying, how selfish are you to force one person to fill all your needs?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, that's the most selfless thing you can do. Be willing to fill someone else's needs, whatever they are. Of course, if those needs are something that you're uncomfortable with, and okay, there's dialogue, you can go back and forth, come into a common ground, because there's needs that you want filled that another person won't be able to fill, or that they don't want to fill, or they're uncomfortable doing. But that's not the reason why you go with someone else who is able to fill that need,
Mm-hmm.
just because they can. And you have multiple partners because one partner you have, they cook really well, and you love how they cook, so you stay with them. And then you have a partner who satisfies you in an intimate way,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have another partner who is you're open to talk with. Like, you have 3 different partners with 3 different needs, and it doesn't work.
No, because I mean, it's being selfish.
Yeah, you personally, you're being selfish because you're forcing 3 separate people satisfy one need, and that I think that create those relationships. In my mind, don't work because you're just there because of that need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you love the person and stuff like that, and but what about them? What about their needs? What if that's chaotic if you think about it. That's 3 different people that you have to satisfy back, which is completely a whole set of 3 separate needs, or however many partners you have. But being in a monogamous relationship, you have to work on yourself, and it's the most selfless thing to give yourself up for with just one person. Because it's true, and we live in a world where we think, oh, we can have the world, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
The most selfless thing you do is give yourself up to one person. Well, not give yourself up, but be selfless enough to only be with one person, and choose not to go. Because yeah, you're gonna have many opportunities to be with many other people.
Mm-hmm.
But the most selfless thing is that you choose not to go with those people, and you choose to stay with that one person only for the rest of your life, and find a way to make yourself better. That way your marriage can work better.
Yeah. Yeah, because you, like, I mean, I'm sure I've said it before that you're the like you can make you can you uh I've lost it. But nobody can make you feel away.
Yeah.
If you want to be happy, it's up to you. Like you can't make that other person, if you're feeling unhappy, they can't make you feel happy. It's up to you. You know what I mean? So having multiple people in a relationship, like that's a lot. Like it's already challenging enough to be with one person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's two of you. Imagine like more, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's crazy because those people who are for polygamy, they use the argument, well, why do you have multiple friends? Like friends are way different from someone
it's a
you
different
sleep
relationship.
with, someone you spend the most of your time with. Like it's very different. Your friends are there because, I mean, social life. They're there. You can talk to them. You have commonalities and stuff like that. But it's way different from a partnership and a relationship where you have to find a commonality within each other to make it work. Because a friend, you can have your point of view and your friend can have another point of view. At the end of the day, you're still friends.
Yeah.
But in a relationship, you still have those set of points of views, but you have to come into a certain understanding of each other and be happy with it. And it's not forcing one person to be happy with you. You're not forcing yourself. You're not forcing that other person to be happy with you, or find a way for them to be happy. It's a choice. Like you go into a marriage knowing that you're going to be together, and you have to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah. Through whatever.
Yeah, not be a little wimp and want to get out just because you're arguing.
And it's important to like have a strong marriage and work on your relationship or marriage, because then that way when our kids grow up, they're not growing up thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna get married because I'm gonna end up getting divorced.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps going on and going on. And then imagine later on, like, everybody's going out with everybody being polygamous.
No. Yeah, and that's another thing that adds to our purpose of our marriage. Is that we have kids now, and our kids are looking up to us and seeing how a marriage works and how what they would have to do when they grow up. Of course, they're not thinking that right now, but they're gonna be in our spot, in the spot that we were in a relationship, where they're gonna have to find out, okay, well, my girlfriend, we argued and we want to break up with each other, but I don't want to.
Like, we're becoming the example for the next generation. We're becoming what they're looking, like, what they're seeing and what it's making their decisions for when they grow up. So we're becoming the example. Yeah. Even with relationships with friends, like they're seeing our relationships with our friends, our relationship with our family. So we're teaching them how to, like, be in a relationship. So it's not just like the couple, but realize that everybody else is watching.
Yeah.
I mean, your kids are watching. Even if like you don't care about whatever anybody else thinks, you're teaching your kids of how to be in a relationship. And if it's being in a mature way, because they say like millennials are so immature. But then, well, millennials were watching other people's relationships, and maybe that's why they're so immature.
Yeah, relationships don't, well, certain do. And Tinder, you can't swipe right to make your relationship work. It's not done through an app. It's done through conversating and having dialogue with your partner. Because you can put whatever you want in Tinder. You're like, oh, I'm great, I'm this, and blah. What about all the baggage you have that other person's gonna have to deal with you?
Did you ever use those like dating apps?
Nope. That was one huge thing. I like after I got out of
Your
my
Facebook relationship.
yeah, I was like, I'm never gonna have a relationship through Facebook anymore. Like the next person I'm with,
That's so weird.
I'm gonna have to meet them in person. And voila, you came in.
Like, ta-da!
Yeah, yeah, because how to explain this? You can put whatever you want in social media and make that other person see what you want your life to be seen as, if that makes sense, or how you want to be seen as. Like, you can be a troll on the internet, but you can put a good picture of yourself and say that you're this, and make
Yeah.
yourself look good. But in the end, inside, you know that that's not how you really are. And then going into a relationship that way, making that other person think, oh, making that other person think that you're at a certain level, but you're really at a lower level.
Yeah.
That's catfishing.
You know what? That's a huge point. Because also people need to realize that social media is like not real most of the time. So I think a lot of us, like people in a relationship, we kind of how do I say this? Like we see somebody's relationship on social media and we're like, I wish my relationship was
Mm-hmm.
like we compare it. We
Mm-hmm.
compare a relationship to somebody else's and you don't know what that couple is going through. Like you don't know if like behind closed doors they're being way different. They're like hitting each other or hating each other. Or they don't even sleep in the same room. So don't compare it. Like I think that's a huge thing nowadays because of social media that we're comparing our life to somebody else's. And it just makes it worse for your own relationship. Cuz now you're expecting your significant other to do things that somebody else did for
Like, how come you didn't do that for me?
yeah, like how come you don't open the door for me? Or I mean, you do, but I'm pretty sure like there's women out there that see you open the door for me and they're like, I mean, it's not on social media, but how come you don't do that for me?
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't want you to open the door for me, but that's just who you are.
That's who I am, girl.
You're a gentleman, and
now you expect it. Now you're like, how come you didn't open the door
babe,
for me?
you haven't opened the door. Now I wait for you to do it. You trained me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like don't compare your relationship to others. Like know what you want from your relationship and what you're looking for first.
Yeah. I knew what I was looking for, por eso te llevé con mi mom. Like, my mom needs to prove this right away. And she did.
Right.
She did. Well, she knew that I wouldn't care because I love you. Like, that I wouldn't care what she thought because I love you. But I knew her main point or her main goal was for me to be happy in the end.
Yeah.
And also, please, don't be one of those people who goes to their parents to talk about your relationship issues.
Uh-huh.
Because remember, they're your parents.
Yeah.
They want to see you happy. So when you're not happy, they're gonna be like, if they're good parents, then they're gonna be like, well, you have to work on it. But if you're still good parents, but they don't have the right advice to tell you, then you're gonna end up ruining what could have been a great relationship. Plus, other people don't have to butt into your issues. It's your you and your partner's issues. It's nobody else's issues.
Yeah. That's big too because I've seen where there's, couples that are going through something and they tell someone else and then you don't view their significant other the same way.
Yeah.
Because like let's say your brother comes to you for advice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That the girlfriend did something. By the way, we don't your brothers don't have girlfriends, but Like, let's say that the girlfriend cheated or something, and they come to you. Of course, you'll be like, leave her, right? But then they stay with her, and now you're like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
a lot of couples do that where they tell their parents or whatever what's going on in their relationship, but in the end, like, they're still there. So then the family is like everybody, like, why are you still with her?
It makes it an awkward
Yeah.
interaction next time that you bring that partner home. Like, oh, you cheated on my husband. I mean, you cheated on my son, but I'm still, like, you're here.
Yeah, because
Not to
I love
pretend I'm
my
happy.
son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have, bad times, and yeah, seek advice, but I don't think it should be with family.
No. I mean, if your parent, if you're, if you grew up knowing what love is through your parents, and of course,
Yeah.
go to your parents.
Like, go to a couple that has that great relationship.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to that couple, but if you see that they found a way to make it work despite their differences,
Mm-hmm.
then of course ask for advice. And it can be like one or two things that that person did different from you. It can be multiple things, but still be open to that feedback. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
like checking yourself and be willing to go to someone who has a great marriage, who made it work despite of whatever differences or struggles they went through.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, a lot of the things that we've gone through as becoming a more mature, like, marriage,
Mm-hmm.
I think we discussed it. Like, we didn't really. Well, at
Yeah,
least
we laugh
for
about it now.
at least for me, like, I didn't go to someone like what should I do? Like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, it was more between us and
Yeah.
talking about it and seeing each other's point of view. We didn't really have to go to someone else.
Yeah, even like that time that I punched the door. My mom asked me, like, what happened? Why'd you get mad? I'm like, oh, I was just mad.
No,
Like, I
you
didn't tell.
said I made you mad.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And then she said, what did you do? And I was like, I don't know. Nothing. Well, no,
Yeah, they don't have to butt in.
like even now, if we have
By the way, don't punch walls. It's not the right way to deal with stuff.
if we have like any kind of disagreement, we don't go tell anybody. Like, your mom lives right around the corner, and your
Yeah.
sister. And like, maybe sometimes we kind of mention something, but it's because we already dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like stuff that's not that big of a deal. But we work it out first.
Yeah.
Now, if like, I mean, if it ever happens where like you're in the point where you feel like you can't make it work, then that's when you seek help.
Yeah. You want to go through the list?
I think I already talked about most of it.
Did we?
Yeah. So I found this thing online that says, how do you know you're in a mature relationship? But I think we already covered like
It's going to put us to a test.
Okay, so number 1, it says a mature relationship never cuts you off from your surroundings, which we already talked about, where you were having like your guide nights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right now it doesn't really apply, even though sometimes you do go out with your guy friends. But I'm not like, oh,
You're not worried.
yeah, because I mean, I know who you associate with. I know that it's a great environment for you, and the same with me. Like, the people that I'm with, you know that I'm safe, everything's good. So
I think it all comes down to trust within each other.
that too.
We learn to trust each other.
Mm-hmm. Big time. So number 2 says there is room for difference of opinions in a mature relationship.
Yeah, you're your own being.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own ideas. You're not
My
a
own
robot.
opinions. Like, I think vegetables are delicious, and you don't.
Nope. Disgusting.
So
There you go.
we make it work.
I don't eat vegetables, you do.
Number 3 says, mature relationship makes you a better person.
Definitely.
That's
You learn to be a better person.
that's how I think it's important. If you know that other person makes you better, it's a relationship worth working for.
Mm-hmm.
Because you definitely made me better.
You made each other better.
Big time. Like, I know that I've always been supportive to anything you want to do.
Kind of.
What do you mean? When?
Huh?
When?
Just that once where I was a fitness model.
No, okay. Okay. And I was still being supportive in my own way.
You learned to be supportive.
Exactly. Because we were growing into a mature relationship.
Yeah, but that one time, you wanted to break up with me because I was doing that.
But I was immature. So.
But now you are supportive. That's why we're doing this podcast now.
Yeah, so if you want to know if you're in a mature relationship, then that other person makes you better.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, it says, in a mature relationship, quirks and oddities are welcome.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't even know if I said that right.
Quirks and oddities? Quirks? Quirks?
It says,
Quirks?
everyone has something which may be considered quite odd by the others.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some people burp loud. Some people
I
snore.
sneeze loud.
If you're in a mature relationship, you will not be. I guess, like, you won't.
It won't bother you as much.
Yeah, it won't bother you. By the way, I found this on Pinterest, so.
Yeah, I sneeze loud, which is odd.
Yeah, you do. And it's so frustrating, but I love you.
It's in the contract under a marriage certificate. Side
Like,
effects
it
maybe.
scares me. If anybody's heard him sneeze, like, it's like, Asha! Like,
it's not like that.
Well, it's
not
loud.
Asha.
I know,
it's just
but
loud.
It's loud. Like my ear hurts. That's how loud it is.
It just hurts. It just had a strong sneeze. I don't know why.
It's crazy. Number 5. In a mature relationship, you feel happy and satisfied, and the future together feels right.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're with someone and you can't see yourself 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now with them, then you're not in a really
Maybe
good relationship.
Maybe you need to check that relationship.
Yeah, you're already thinking of ways like, oh, if I'm not with them in 5 years, I don't think I'm with him in 5 years. Yeah, get out of it.
Yeah.
If you can't see yourself with that person, get out of it. There's no reason for you to be with them right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to see them yourself. You're not going to see them in your life in 5 years.
If you're looking for something like permanent, then you need to see, hey.
Yeah, if you see each other in each other's lives long term, then make it work.
Talking about physical needs and mutual pleasure is a part of mature relationship.
Yep.
In a marriage.
I tell you all the time.
It is important, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have needs.
Uh-huh.
As a human being, you have needs.
And I actually understood that even more with that book, The Marriage You've Always Wanted.
Yeah.
Because it explains why men are so needy. In that sense.
What sense?
In the sexual sense.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was...
You just wanted me to say it, huh?
No, I was expecting for you to be cleaner with intimate sense. I'm like,
oh, sorry.
You went there. I'm like, ooh.
But yeah, it's really important, of course. So that according to this thing on Pinterest.
That was it?
Yeah, it was 6.
I thought it was more.
No, it was 6. Like, that's how you know that you're in a mature relationship.
Well, those are some guidelines.
Yeah, let's call them that.
Yeah, because there's a lot more that goes into having a successful, happy marriage.
And relationship.
Yeah.
Even if it's common law. But think about marriage. Coming from the couple that was never going to get married.
Well, I said I was. You wanted to get married. Well,
No, I didn't.
we both started there, and then you wanted to get married, but I didn't still, and then we eventually got married. See, you're fine to work things out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, that was our take on this topic of marriage.
Hopefully
Well, not
it
marriage,
helps
but
someone.
like relationships in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah, hopefully it's like it makes people think.
Yeah.
I mean, and if
Maybe
you're
if-
having an amazing relationship, like awesome, congratulations.
Keep at it.
Keep at it. Yeah, like you know,
100.
you're just helping this. I don't know, like whole thing about marriage be
Yeah.
better.
You don't
And-
have no idea how one good marriage can impact multiple
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
to be
So,
better.
Great job. And if you're not, then start thinking about your checklist.
One good book that helped our relationship was The 5 Love Languages, which is basically talking about...
We've said that before.
Yeah, and it basically talks about how it helps you find your personal love language, but also identify your partner's love language.
Mm-hmm.
And if you both read it together, then that's a win-win.
I think it's huge to
Yeah,
know
'cause-
somebody else's love language.
Yeah, because then you know what makes that other person happy and how you can tell them like, hey, this makes me happy, but don't see it as in a way that, oh well, if this person is not willing to feel my love language, I won't be able to feel theirs. I won't feel theirs.
Yeah.
It has to be like whether they do it or not. You have to do your part.
Like I said,
You have to give your 100.
give your 100, and once you have done that, at least you know you gave it your all.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening, guys. Follow us on Instagram, subscribe, listen to our podcast on YouTube.
Wherever you listen to podcasts, the most popular ones are Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify. And
Anchor
YouTube.
is awesome. I really like it.
Yeah, Anchor is pretty cool.
Not sponsored by Anchor. But yeah, keep listening and keep giving us your feedback. I love getting those texts, those messages. It just means the world to us. We love you all and hope to talk to you soon.
See you next time.
Bye.